So I'm going to show you how to do the Tunisian knit stitch. You can use a Tunisian crochet hook for this. I'm just going to be using a regular crochet hook because the square I'm going to be making isn't that big. So to start out, you're first going to need a slip knot, and then we're just going to insert that slip knot onto our crochet hook. So we're first just going to need a foundation chain. I am going to just chain 10 for the tutorial purposes, but you can chain whatever amount that you need. So to do the Tunisian knit stitch, you're first going to need a row of Tunisian simple stitch. Every Tunisian crochet stitch starts with the Tunisian simple stitch. If you're not sure how to do that, please watch this video. I'm just going to quickly go over it in this video, so if you would like a more in-depth, please watch that video. To do the Tunisian simple stitch, we're just going to pull up a loop in every single chain that we chained, and we're going to be pulling it up in the back bump. So just continue doing that for every single chain. Okay, so now the amount of loops on your hook should equal the amount of chains that you chained. So now we're just going to return pass like normal by yarning over, pulling through the first loop, and then yarning over, pulling through 2 all the way across until we have 1 loop left on our hook. And there we go, we have a first row of our Tunisian simple stitch. So for the Tunisian knit stitch, instead of going underneath the vertical bar like you do a simple stitch, we're actually going to go through the 2 vertical bars all the way to the other side of our work. So there will be a vertical bar in the front and the back. So we're going to be going through the middle of those and then yarning over and pulling up a loop. And you can see that created a little V where we split those yarns apart. Now we're just going to continue doing that, inserting our hook in between those 2 strands to the other side of the work and then yarning over and pulling up a loop. Now continue doing that same thing across until just before the last stitch. Okay, now just like Tunisian simple stitch, we want to go underneath those 2 verticals at the very end of the row in our last Tunisian stitch. That way we just get a nice edge on the left side. Okay, and now we have the right amount of loops on our hook, and we're going to return pass like normal. Yarn over, pull through 1, and then yarn over, pull through 2 across until we have 1 loop left on our hook. And there you go, we have our first row of Tunisian knit stitch. So it's a little hard to see right away the V's, but if we do another row, you can definitely tell that it looks very knit-like. So we're going to insert our hook in between those 2 strands to the other side of our work and pull up a loop all the way across. So make sure you're going into that last Tunisian stitch like normal, and then we're going to return pass, pull through the first loop, and then yarn over, pull through 2 all the way until we have 1 loop left on our hook. Okay, so now that we added that next row, we can actually see that look of knit more clearly now. Okay, so I added just a little bit more rows and you can really see it now, those small V's that look exactly like the knit stitch. And then on the back, it actually resembles a little bit like a purl. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this tutorial, please like and subscribe, and I will have more Tunisian tutorials on their way. See you next time!